you feel about the work you've done, put in your career to get to this point to be a player that a team targeted? And how do you think you fit into this offense from what you know about it?
I've had some success in Pittsburgh. I feel like things could have been better. Offensively, wasn't used the way that I feel like I could be used here. I feel like my ceiling here is going to be much higher than it was in the past. I think Coach Bevel does a great job of using his personnel the best they can be. So just looking forward to the process and kind of filling each other out and making this offense work the best way possible. Looking forward to getting to work with Stafford. I think he's a great quarterback, a competitor. Go from there.
In what ways do you think you were misused or not used up to your potential?
I wouldn't say misused or not used. It's just I feel like I'm coming here. I'm going to be a key part of this offense. In Pittsburgh, I was a key part, but I think my role here could be greater. I think I'll be able to do more things. And my game's grown every year, so I know from what I was last year, I'm going to be a better player next year, and I'm going to put it all on the line for the Lions.
Yeah, the agreement was reached pretty quickly on the opening of the negotiation period.
Yeah.
I'm just curious, what kind of other interest maybe was out there? Why were you so quick, I guess, to decide on this fit?
Yeah, there was a couple teams interested. When you look at the Lions, they have a great franchise. They have a great ownership. Mrs. Ford, the Ford family's done a great job over the years. Pretty similar to how the Rooney family was for me in Pittsburgh. I know it's a stable place. Matt Patricia, I played against him so many times in New England. I just have great respect for what he's been able to do over his time there and starting up here. So when it came down to it, Coach Patricia's mindset and mine are pretty similar. We kind of focus in on football the same way. We're here to win. And that's the bottom line. Not here for any fantasy points or things like that. I'm here to win football games and try to make the best I can be to help the team.
A little bit what you're saying about you feel like you can be better here. What is it in your game that maybe you didn't show at Pittsburgh that you think makes you either a better fit for this or?
I think I could be used more in situational type of plays and down in the red zone. A lot of times in Pittsburgh I was splitting time with Vance, so I was more of a first and second down, and then he would come in third. So I'm looking forward to having that challenge of being in there on third down and helping the offense succeed in those high pressure moments, the red zone, third down, double situations, third down in the red zone. I just think I could do more. And like I said, I've gotten better every year. I'm still young, 24 years old. So my ceiling hasn't been reached yet, and I know I still have a long way to go where I can get better and improve every day. And I'll do that while I'm here. I think Coach Patricia is going to push me. Coach Bevel, Coach White, they're going to help bring things out of my game that I don't even know that what's possible yet. So I feel I'm going to grow a lot as a player over the next couple months and hopefully lead into the season.
You're from Pittsburgh. Was it any hard at all to leave your hometown team, or is it sort of a good thing to do to get away and start a new team?
It's a hard place to leave. I grew up in Pittsburgh. My dream was to be a Steeler. I got to do that for 4 years. Didn't get the job done, never got to bring a Super Bowl to Pittsburgh, but my time there was a success. I've gotten a lot better. I grew as a football player. I got to live the dream for 4 years, so I'm looking forward to living that dream here and growing into what I can be as a player, and try to get that Super Bowl ring here.
You did sort of have that famous quote at the end of the season, but sort of like the Kardashians there with the Steelers at the end. You glad to get away from that and get to some more stability here, I guess, in some ways.
Yeah, I'm glad to get away from it. Probably not. Obviously things like that I like to face head on. If I would have had the opportunity to go back to Pittsburgh, I would have been, into it and ready to get through this. They're in a different situation. They've lost a couple of players that have been keys for the long time for them. So it's not something I was running away from. If those problems, I would like to face those head on, but that wasn't the cards I was dealt. Free agency opened up. I had places that wanted me more than Pittsburgh were going to pay. So I'm happy to be in Detroit. The people here are great, so I'm excited for it.
I think we all know the standards of the Steelers organization pretty well known. How did that help mold you as a young player, even that first year playing with Heath?
So when I came to the league, I was drafted when I was 20 years old, a young kid still, knowing that, I left, a lot of times the GM said I left a little too early, Kevin Colbert, whenever I got drafted. And they treated that first year as almost like a redshirt year, they said. So I didn't play football in a game till I think week 10 versus the Raiders that year. And being able to play with Heath, I grew a ton. Heath and Matt Spaeth, they were two older guys that really took me under their wing, taught me a lot about football, taught me how to do it the right way, how to stay healthy, how to treat your body in the off season, and do things the right way. So, it's been a good ride in Pittsburgh. I learned so much. Just excited to be here.
You came here to win, and your goal is the Super Bowl. What gives you confidence in the schemes, the coaches, the players, the system here that can happen?
I think we have the quarterback, franchise quarterback. Stafford's unbelievable competitor. He's fought through some stuff, injuries in the past that I have a ton of respect for him. I feel like we have a similar mindset going into things. We're willing to put it all on the line to get a win for the team, and you just see that time and time again from him. And then Coach Patricia, he's won Super Bowls. He's been there. He's done that. So he knows the path to put us on to get us ready for a January run. We need to get used to playing January football because finish your season December 31st isn't that fun. To me, it's kind of a waste of a year. I'm here to play playoff football, big games, and it's going to be a good ride here.
How rough was it in Pittsburgh, kind of toward the end last year? How difficult was that for you?
Rough for me. I kind of could block it out and just focus on my job, task at hand. The sayings here, I had similar ones when I was at Penn State. Know your role, do your job, control what you can control. That's kind of what I am. That's what I do. So it's easy for me to stay focused in different situations. It's not my first rodeo, first time being under scrutiny. I've had the catch, no catch. I've had different things happen throughout my career that I can handle stuff without letting it affect my game.
Any more questions for Jesse?
What was your impression of Coach Patricia playing against his defense, which you said you did often, and then what was it like when you're finally meeting him and talking about playing for him?
They were always tough physical group. They never blew an assignment. They have good players, good quality players that he had in New England. And I have some relationships with guys who played for him before in the past that I spoke so highly of him that it really drew me to Detroit. I just think he's the right guy to lead us in the path to be able to get some playoff success and win a Super Bowl.
What if anything, surprised you about the Antonio Brown trade?
Nothing really. It had to happen. It was time for him to move on from Pittsburgh and time for Pittsburgh to move on from him. I think things were blew out of control pretty fast there. Didn't expect it to go the way it did and as fast as it did. But happy the Steelers and him are at peace and willing to move on. And really happy that's over with.
Last question?
What did Anthony Zettel tell you about here? I know you guys worked out together.
Oh yeah, Anthony Zettel's my best friend. He'll be the best man at my wedding in a couple months. So he's a big reason too. He's familiar with the area. He's from West Branch, which is 2 hours away. So he's always been a Detroit fan. Who loves Detroit, loves the city. Sold me on the city, the living part of for me and Allie to come in and live here and raise a family here. So he sold me on the fact that Detroit typically gets a bad rap, but it's a good, hardworking city, and there's beautiful places to live, and we're excited to start a family here.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys, appreciate it.